everybody. How's it going? We're a little early, but you know, ADD makes me start things early, so that's what it is. Yeah, we'll hang out for a few minutes. If you got any questions, throw them in the chat. If you're around, you're like a super fan, bro. That's pretty cool. Well, I got some new lures here I'll show you. This one you might have seen already, the free fall fry. Get that in focus. I gotta hide my big ugly face. It's a drop shot. I throw this on a Ned. It's like pretty ridiculously sick. Caught some like big flounder with it recently, some redfish, lots of bass, and actually a big warmouth. Like that was crazy. Forgot to put on my sweet light up here. What if I want to put my sweet light up there? I think that's a little too harsh. But what we're doing today is we are giving away $40 gift certificates to wmbio.com, and I have a pretty cool announcement of something I've been working on for, oh man, for 3 or 4 months now. Summertime is when I remember working on it, starting working on it. And actually, I haven't done a ton of work on it. My partner in this endeavor has, so you'll see when we get to that point. But let's start giving away some $40 gift certificates to wmbio.com. Using by lures, you can buy a sweet water bottle, you can buy some hooks, you can get the Bayou box, you get all kinds of stuff. It'd be sweet. I've gone totally old school with this giveaway, and I basically printed out everybody's email address and name, put them in this box, and we're just going to draw some. It's pretty ridiculously old school. So, is there a chat? I think there's chat here, but I can't see. Oh, it's Freebo. What's up, John? Thanks for hanging out. Your name's in here. You'll win some. All right, so I'm gonna give away, let's give away 5 of these. You don't have to be here, of course. I got your email address. I'll email you the gift card code, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. And the first person is, oh, I should have worn my glasses. Wow. The first person I pull, only an email address. It looks like it's Rohan Mahajan. I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong, Rohan. Not going to read your email, but address out there. But you are the first to win. I just dropped you on the floor. Oh, I'm going to kill this light, bro. This light is killing me. I am not a live streamer at all. So let's take a look at another lure that you can get. Now I can't see because that light was in my eye. This is the new Bio Crawl. Bio, not Bayou. And the cool thing about this design that I really like is with this hook slot and this curve on the top here, if you hook it with like an EWG hook through this round part, come out this part, the top in this case, you can actually move it across the top of the water like a topwater frog almost. It kind of rides like a boat. And if you hook it this way, where that, where the big lip, if you will, the hump is on the top and the flat is on the bottom, then you get a nice kind of weedless action going on there because the hook point actually hides up in here. And you can then skip this thing like a madman because it's flat on the bottom. It's pretty sweet. What's up, Tony? How's it going, man? I haven't done a live stream in, I don't know, like 2 years, so I'm like a little rusty, bro. A little rusty. But that's the Bio Crawl. I keep saying Bio Crawl. So you can get that with your $40 gift certificate. The Rohan just won. We're going to give away 4 more coming up. And let's see what else I'm working on here. We got this kind of little netish kind of thing. I don't know what I'm calling it. Basically, it's the first kind of workable lure I've gotten out of Rhino. This is the open pore version, so it's flat on the top. I'm probably going to make an injection version, but it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. And then this one, like everybody's going to think I ripped off the 6 Sense panorama, but I actually designed this lure about 8 months ago, kind of on a challenge to myself to see if I could mimic a shad. And next thing I know, 6 Sense is coming out with the panorama. I think they're spying on me. This is slightly different from the panorama. I also have a like smaller version that I actually like a lot better because it floats on the drop shot really nice. This one is made with like too stiff of plastic, so it doesn't have a lot of flexibility. But the this one is my favorite. I've actually caught a couple of really big bass on it already, and it's probably going to be rolling to production pretty soon. And let's see what else we got here. What else we got? I'm good, Tony. I'm good. I just got back from eating Indian food, which means I might fall asleep at any moment. Kind of crazy to eat Indian food and then do a live stream, but hey, c'est la vie. This is the whipworm. Super finessey drop shotty. This thing has a ridiculous amount of action. This is the lure that actually the AI helped me write the code to design. And it's pretty slick, and it's up now. This is a new color for me, by the way. I don't have a name for it yet. It's some OG melons, some ghosts, green ghost galaxy, green ghosts mica powder, and then a lot of green flake. But it's a pretty cool color. It's like a bright greenish. It's cool, bro. So let's draw somebody else's name. We're drawing out of the giant box, oversized box. I have like 80 names in there and a giant box. It's the only box I have. All right, so number 2 after Rohan, $40 gift certificate to WMBio.com. And we have Timothy Roller, the Holy Roller. I don't know if he's a holy roller or not. Don't know Timothy, but Timothy, you got a $40 gift certificate to WMBio.com. Get all the lures you want, bro. Pretty sweet. Let's do another one. Let's make this go fast. I'm not looking. And we have Kindle G. Kindle G. $40 gift certificate, Kindle. I'm going to send everybody the gift certificates over email, so you don't have to be here to win. It's cool. You can buy the awesome Kraken Crawl. Now this thing, over the summer and during the spawn, this one's like all kinds of fuzz on it. I pulled this one out of my tackle box and threw it on my horribly dirty bench over there. And I happened to throw it on top of this like rabbit fur that I was tying some snapper jigs with, and it got all fuzzy. But this is the Kraken Crawl, big creature bait. I'm gonna take it offshore next season. I think I can kill some snapper with it and some other stuff, but this thing absolutely slayed the bass from basically spawn all through the summer. It was an awesome, awesome lure for me. And the kind of thought behind this one was, if you can do a big swim bait, why not do a big crawdad or a creature bait? There you go. I'm a genius. Not even close. So here's the, did I show you this? This is like the shad panorama knockoff in like an actual shad color. And I basically just nose hook these guys on the drop shot. You can hook them flat on like any kind of stand-up jig or any kind of jig you want. But I've gotten most of my fish just on the drop shot like that, and it's a killer bait. I don't know if I'm gonna release it or not because, you know, everybody's just gonna scream panorama knockoff. I actually had a bluegill design very similar to this that's like over 2 years old that I never released, mostly because I didn't really think people would fish it. And then the panorama comes out and everybody's going like crazy for it. And it's basically the same idea. You make a fish and you make the back really thin, and then it will flop around like crazy. You can do that with like any fish. It's pretty easy. So I don't think anybody's gonna accuse me of knocking off the panorama too much because it's a shad, dude. Like they caught a shad. That designer of the panorama has been on the channel, by the way. If you look back through the archives, I did a live interview with him. Oh, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. That's what Indian food does to me. But yeah, he's an amazing designer. Designs a ton of stuff for 6th Sense, and he's actually just up north of me, about an hour and 20 minutes or so. But it's really cool dude, really smart, awesome designer. And there you go. All right, we got 2 more people to give away. Mr. Funk. I'm coming to you, Mr. Funk, pretty soon. Let's see who number 4 is on the giveaway. 2 more to go. Man, I don't know if you guys have the same problem, but Indian food, I love it, but dude, it just like makes my brain operate at 20% capacity. All right, and Heather Smith. Okay, I know Heather Smith. You might know Heather Smith, actually. I met Heather. She was a sales rep at one of my wholesalers for a relatively short period of time, and then she became incredibly popular because she was on Naked and Afraid. And one thing you don't want to tell your wife is, oh, hey, I know that chick on Naked and Afraid. Didn't go over too well. But Heather's super cool. She lives not too far. She's like East Texas, I think, something like that. But Heather, you won a $40 gift certificate, so I will be sending you an email with your gift certificate shortly. Pretty sweet. That's hilarious. Check it out, Naked and Afraid, Heather Smith. Oof, I'm dropping off. All right, let's draw the last one because I want to get to the cool announcements. So the last winner of the $40 gift card is Joe Hendry. I assume there's like an X on there somewhere, but I only have his email address, and it's just Joe Hendry. So you're the last winner of the gift card. $40 to WBio.com. Pretty awesome. I'm just making sure I got 5. So the other announcement I have, which I'm glad Mike showed up, is something I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I had a really hard time finding someone to partner up with. You guys know I got the CNC machine. I cut some molds. I want to show you. Let's see. Let's do this mold here. So this is a mold that I cut on my CNC machine. This is a mold for the Tattler, WBio Tattler. It's a little tiny bluegill. The guy's up north, my business partner in Michigan, he uses it for steelhead and walleye. I think it's about 1.5 inches, but this is a mold I made. It works. It ain't the prettiest thing you've ever seen. I didn't even face the back or the sides. I was pretty excited I got this cut. And what I quickly realized on the CNC machine is while I can do the cam relatively straightforward, it only took me like 5 or 6 versions to do the cam revisions, my machine is incredibly slow when it comes to making molds. And so to cut 1/2 of a mold for that mold right there, I think that was my fastest one, and it was about 4 hours. And you know, I'm not that experienced of a machinist, so you kind of have to sit here and watch it. And my CNC does not have a cover. It just sprays shit everywhere. And so to make a mold, it would usually make me lose, at the very minimum, a day, usually 2 to 3 days of shop time, right? Because I'm in here, I'm trying to make, I just dropped everybody's name on the floor. You know, I'm trying to make lures, and I can't really do that while the machine's running because I got to watch the machine. And it quickly became something that I bought to save myself time. It quickly became a massive time sink because I can't make lures. I can't really do any marketing or YouTube videos while this thing is going on because it's making a giant mess. And so I started kind of reaching out to a few people I knew that made molds, but most of those guys already have people they work with on their designs. They either do it all in-house or, you know, they have people they work with, like the Angling AI guys work with the legendary Chris Jones. And the guy over at Epic, he pretty much does his own stuff. So I kind of randomly ran across Mike Funk at Driven CNC. He's been hanging out in the groups. He's done some work for some people. I've actually sent a few people his way before I even talked to him. And we got to talking, and he was like, yeah, that would be great. You do the designs, I'll do the machining. And I was like, this sounds absolutely perfect. So probably in the next week or two, we're going to start posting the molds that we have for sale on the WM Bio site. And to give you an example of the amazing work that Mike does, here is the Bio Crawl mold he made for me. So, like, just look at that, how shiny it is. And it's insane. This one's like super dirty because I've been cranking out Bio Crawls for the past 2 weeks, you know, test the mold, but it's an absolutely amazing mold. This is the pre-production version. We actually managed to squeeze another cavity in here, so the production version will have 3 cavities. And, you know, it's just, the craftsmanship is amazing. Like, nothing I would ever be able to get close to on my router table CNC. So, super, super stoked to have Mike and Driven CNC on board. Like I said, we're going to start selling molds, I think, in maybe a week or two. Haven't really nailed that down exactly yet, but I think that's it. We're going to have the Bio Crawl with the 3 cavity. We're going to have the Whip Worm, which I got in my hand right now. And I don't even remember how many cavities this one has. It's got a lot. It's big. And it's dirty too. I need to clean these. Yeah, so there's the Whip Worm. It is a ridiculously cool mold, ridiculously cool. And it has, what, 8 cavities. So you can almost shoot a bag in one go. So that's cool. And then we're going to have the super cool Crack and Crawl. Where did I put my Crack and Crawl mold? I think my laptop is actually sitting on top of my Crack and Crawl mold. So the Crack and Crawl mold will be available as well. Oh no, there it is. It's hiding back there. So this is also a pre-production version of the Crack and Crawl mold. We actually made it a bigger, kind of full-size mold instead of the skinny one. So, but it's still only 1 cavity because this thing takes up a ton of space. But yeah, so those are going to be the 3 that we'll launch with immediately. And I have, I think, currently in the queue 7 or 8 others, and I have a bunch working right now. The printer is going with 3 other designs I'm working on. So you saw the little open pore Ned that we got working on. We're going to do an open pore version of this most likely, and also an injection version, because I hate open pouring. It's just not fun. So yeah, that is the AI worm, dude. That's the sorry, Tony. I'm the chat's a little bit below. But yeah, it is the AI worm, dude. It's the worm that AI made. We turned it into the Whip Worm because, you know, I'm not a marketing genius, so I changed its name. But that's totally what it is, man. It's the worm that the AI built, or helped me build. And it's a great worm, dude. Like, I was totally against bringing a worm to the market, but this guy, you know, you guys are mostly bait makers, so, you know, when you have a new lure and you're like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna work or whatever, and you throw it out, and usually, you know, you don't catch anything on it right away. You got to figure out how to use it, or, you know, maybe you just shot it in some random color that's not the color that day. Like the Whip Worm, dude, like, I threw it out on a drop shot. Like, I think that's the first drop shot I ever rigged, certainly in the first 5 that I ever rigged. And I threw it out. I caught a fish immediately, and I caught, I think, 10 other fish within 30 minutes on it. It was nuts, dude. Now look, man, like, maybe you could throw any worm that day in that color and you would have caught them, but like that, when that happens when you're a lure maker, you're just like, you're so stoked, because you're like, okay, Like, I'm not a complete idiot. I can make a lure that actually catches stuff. Yeah, that was a really good feeling. So like the like panorama, the shiner guy, you know, this guy took me, I want to say like 2 or 3 trips before I figured out like how to work it, how to rig it, before I start catching fish on it. So, you know, it's one of those things, man. It's kind of crazy. So, yeah, totally work on a Carolina rig. I'm in Texas, so by law I'm required to throw it on a Texas rig. That's just Texas Parks and Wildlife regulations. You know, if they catch you with a Carolina rig, you're in big trouble. But yeah, anything like that. I've actually thrown this on a the Willow Vibe, which not a lot of people use. It's like the chatterbait, the super tiny chatterbait. I threw this guy on, and it is so cool on that. Like, I just let it fall, then kind of pop it up off the bottom. And when the willow thing is going, the tail just like goes nuts. Like, I got to get some underwater video on it. But that's also a cool setup that I caught a lot of fish on. You know, those kind of setups, you catch a lot of small bass. I think the largest one I've caught was probably 3 pounds, excuse me, on that setup. And yeah, mostly little guys. But it's a cool bait, man. I can't wait to see some of you guys buy these and see what colors you come up with and how you're injecting them. I think that'd be super, super cool. So we're excited. Tony's pumped. I'm pumped to start selling these to you guys. And, you know, everything that we'll be selling, at least initially, is going to be my designs that I've tested and worked with, and we'll do videos on them and all that kind of good stuff. So, and the other cool thing that I think that is pretty unique, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, is, you know, you'll be able to buy, you can buy a bag of whipworms from me, and you can buy the mold. So either way, like if you don't know if you're going to like this lure, like, you don't have to buy the mold right away. You can buy a bag of lures, fish it, see if you like it, and if you like it, hey, buy the mold, make your own, right? So every single design that I will sell as a lure on my site, I will have the corresponding mold for eventually, right? So we're working through that, but that's the plan. So if you like the lure, you buy the lure. If you want to make your own, you buy the mold. No secrets, no hiding, no top secret mojo stuff. I don't think anybody is really doing that. And my thinking behind that was, if I make something that people want to knock off, make their own, sell their own, whatever, they're going to knock it off somehow, right? You got bug molds over in Ukraine. You can send them a lure. They'll make you a copy of it, no problem. So this way, like, you get the mold from the guy that designed it, that's tested the mold, and you know, Mike and I make a little money on it. It's not going off someplace else. And, you know, if you want to compete against me or make them for yourself, like, it's cool, bro. Like, it's all good. No top secret squirrel stuff around here. No hiding all this secret lure knowledge that I've obtained. So I think that's unique. I don't know if anybody else does that. I think maybe you can buy like sample bags or something like that, but no one is like really doing full-on production molds or lure selling. So that's pretty cool, pretty neat. So you guys have any questions, fire them off in the chat. The chat window is a little weird, but there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. I pulled it to the side. Now I can see everybody's chat. Oh, and I just pulled it to the wrong place. Yeah, Mike says in about a week. So he's the guy that actually does most of the work on that. So it's really cool. So thanks, Amazon. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. The I should have worn my glasses. I'm getting so old, dude. It's ridiculous. The yeah, the molds are gonna be awesome. We're really excited to put them out. You know, they're not 3D printed. they're awesome, and I've been shooting the living crap out of them, and they perform absolutely flawlessly. So they're really cool. We're super excited, and we'll wait a few more seconds for. I know there's a lag here somewhere, so wait a few more seconds for any questions, and then we'll call it a day. Saturday night, we're like super cool hanging out, talking lures on a live stream, right? My wife was like, "You're doing what?" Like, huh? So if I called your name, I'll be shooting you an email probably in the morning with your gift certificate code. Again, we had Timothy Roller, Heather Smith, my fake wannabe girlfriend, Joe Hendry, and Rohan Mahajan. And there's got to be one more person over here somewhere. Oh, there he is. On the floor. I should have gone technical. And looks like Kindle G. Kindly. I'm not going to throw your email address out there, but that's the other one. What would you make of that? Kindly. So you'll all get email with your gift card code, and you'll be able to go crazy. You can, I don't want to say like save it up because, you know, I'd like you to spend it on some lures, but if you're interested in molds, like I said, they'll be up there in a few weeks, and you'll be able to use them on whatever we're selling. So, all right, guys, I appreciate the time. Take care. Tight lines. See you next week.